My name is Allison Bates, and in this presentation, I will be discussing and reflecting upon different design projects that I created for Visual Communication 6. To start out this course, we started by creating exhibit boards for our senior exhibition. This is my first iteration of that board, and as you can see, there are quite a few issues with it, but it was a really great start for my long journey of revising. The first issue that I had with it was the text size, which was too large. And I found that out after printing out samples and testing out the different distances at which the text was successful. I also had an unclear formatting, which created some awkward tension points, especially with that graph towards the bottom. I had accessibility issues, especially with the QR code at the bottom, whereas if this was in a physical form, a viewer would have to bend over to scan that QR code. There's also a lack of interactive elements. This was my final submission of that exhibit board, and as you can see, there are many added elements and added layers and stories to this board. I firstly reduced the text to make it much less overcrowded. I changed the background to create a story and to show the contrast and transition from polluted soil to healthy soil. There was also added elements of a lime green color to directly represent and symbolize soil pollution. I squared off some corners and made some small tweaks to promote unity. I also adjusted the overall layout while keeping the 3D physical board in mind. I also added more interactive elements to the board, which was really crucial to the success of it. Here are those interactive elements deployed, and as you can see on the left side, I have two flip-up elements which show what toxins could actually be in the soil which produces our food. I included these images to promote an emotional and personal response with the viewer. Underneath that, I have a pop quiz where the viewer can swivel the earth element to reveal the answer. I also have another interactive element on the right side where viewers can lift it up and it acts as a call to action, which gives the viewer direct, clear steps that they can take home with them for soil conservation. Lastly, I have a QR code at the bottom where viewers can scan it and it will bring them to this infographic, which provides more crucial information about the topic without overcrowding my board. It includes information about history, the different types of pollutants, different consequences and dangers to soil pollution, as well as how soil acts as a filter. There's also some included information about statistics as well. I learned a lot through this exhibition, and I'm really grateful for those design lessons, which I was able to apply to my exhibit book. One of the biggest issues that I had with my exhibit book and the revisions that I created was feeling constricted and restrained with my grid system that I had set up. Because I was following those rules too closely, I was creating boring and unexciting spreads, which did not invoke the viewer to keep on flipping through my book. I chose this spread because it shows my evolution as a designer to push past the boundaries even on simple spreads. So as you can see, the left and the left and the right side of this digital clock image follow the grid system that I have set up for this spread, but the top and bottom do not. I chose to do this because I wanted to really display the detail of this digital clock and prove that it is the most important aspect of the hierarchy on this spread. I also wanted to prove that I can do asymmetry and that it really promotes the viewer's eye to move across this spread. Another really big thing that I struggled with in this book was text size. So after testing like I did in my board, I reduced the text size where it provides supplemental information without overpowering the design. This spread I also chose to show that I tested a lot of color and visual tension. The first iteration only had a dark green or a dark green color block instead of this soil image, and I chose to replace it to show much more of a layered and meaningful experience for the spread. I chose to add a lime green, toxic green color towards the bottom to show the close relationship between humans and soil. I also included the pollution ends with us quotation in that same section for that same reason. I also wanted to really play with tension between the image and the call to action orange text on the right side of the spread as well. And I chose to do that because of the close relationship and intertwining almost of the steps that we take in our daily lives to the health of the soil. They're directly related. And this spread has gone through a lot of revisions, but I learned a lot through this revision process. Some spreads, like this one, even after many revisions, weren't as successful as others. This was a struggle for me because it was all text. And making it visually interactive with just color and text was a struggle. To fix this, I would probably try two different spreads because right now it just does not look related whatsoever. I could also try to get rid of the text block or the gray block in the text and move the text down to adjust that, or even add some infographic or anything like that. And this class has been amazing and I've learned so much. And I think my biggest takeaway from this course was that there's not only just one right answer. Many unsuccessful designs taught me a lot more than my successful ones did. And thanks to professor and peer feedback, I grew a lot as a designer and as a person. So for that, I thank you.